All right, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about the last Mystery School video, entitled Real Occultist Reacts to Moist Critical's Magical Ritual. This is a video where Moist Critical, aka Charlie, aka Penguin Zero, was messing around with his friends and performing a ritual to find out if they were cursed by rubbing an egg on themselves and then cracking the egg open into some water or milk to see if there was any blood in the egg. And of course, when Charlie did it, it erupted in blood. Like a lot of it. A very abnormal amount.
What the is going on?
Well, it turns out that later he made a video admitting that the entire thing was a hoax. That one of his friends was standing over him, dropping food coloring into the chalice from above his head. Which he has incredible accuracy, I'll give him that. So it explains why there was such an unusual amount. I thought it was perhaps because he was so popular, having almost 8 million subscribers, because logically that's what would set him apart from everyday normal people. Now, pretty much right when I released that video on Patreon and Subscribestar is when they came out and admitted that the entire thing was fake. And people were like, well, don't put it on YouTube. Don't put it on YouTube. Why not? What, because I took someone at their word and I got duped? We're the ones who were lied to. I wasn't lying. Every bit of information that I put out on the evil eye in that video was accurate, and I stand by it. I said it was an abnormal amount of blood, the most I've ever seen, that it was highly unusual, and now we know why. I'm a magician. I'm not a psychic. I'm still human, and I can be lied to. I mean, when a scammer calls up a little old lady and scams her out of her life savings, do you blame the little old lady? No, you blame the scammer. You blame the liar. You can say, well, you were gullible, you were naive, and that's fair enough. I am very trusting and tend to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. That is until I'm lied to. Now, what's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Once that trust is broken, it's difficult to get back. And for example, I don't necessarily even believe the confession. Critical says he wasn't aware of it, that his friends fooled him. I don't know that. He could have been in on it the entire time just to make a video. I'd say it reflects more poorly upon them than it does me. There's nothing untrue about what I said, and it's not like it shows that magic and the occult isn't real or anything. All it shows is some people were messing around with the real ritual and lied about it. So I felt I had to make a video on it. I didn't want to make a video on it. To me, it's pretty much a waste of time, and as you know, that's one of my pet peeves. But some people were like, well, don't put it on YouTube, as if it reflects badly upon me. It doesn't. We were all lied to. If someone tells you, hey man, I was arrested the other week on felony charges, and then you're like, oh wow, really? And then you give them some sound advice, well, don't say anything, get an attorney. And they're like, I didn't get arrested. You're an idiot. You're gullible. How naive are you? No, you're just a liar. That doesn't invalidate the advice. The advice is still sound. And you're like, well, how can you believe that the chalice erupted in blood? Because I'm an occultist, a ceremonial magician. I've seen a lot weirder shit than that. Amazing as it was, I've seen spontaneous healing where a wound closed in front of my eyes, like a bad special effect in a B movie. I've had blinding lights shine in my face out of nowhere in a dark room when calling forth spirits. I've had thousands of crows descend upon my property right at the time I was making an offering. I've seen and experienced a lot of wild and crazy shit. And as cool as this was, it was just simply par for the course. And I took someone at their word because I'm used to the weird shit. In fact, if it wasn't for the weird shit, I probably never would have taken it this far. Because it's all the crazy things that do happen to you that validates what you're doing. That shows that there is something to it, that you're not just imagining it. That you're not just role-playing as a mage. If magic and the occult didn't work, I certainly wouldn't have become a ceremonial magician. If I wasn't getting the results from it, and if fantastical things weren't happening occasionally, because the weird stuff doesn't happen every time you do magic, they usually happen when you least expect them. But if none of that would have happened, I never would have carried it this far, because I was the most skeptical person. And primarily for this reason, because people lie. Critical did have a good point that even your parents lie to you. About the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, etc. And when kids learn the truth that they were lied to, then that teaches them not to be trusting. So the only way that you're going to know if magic and the occult are real is if you prove it to yourself. You have to try these things for yourself. And the egg ritual is not a good one to prove anything on because you either have blood or you don't. And if you don't have blood, you can't say it didn't work because you weren't cursed. You really need to test your chops out on like sigil magic because it's a very simplistic form of magic that pretty much anyone can do and yield some amazing results. Now, those results don't come instantaneously. They typically come when you least expect it and have forgotten about doing the ritual. Because one of the things that blocks things from manifesting is lust for results. If you're always thinking about the ritual and waiting for things to come, they don't come. Once you put it out of your mind, then it comes. Magic is very interconnected with the mind, particularly the subconscious. So I felt I had to give my take on it. I'm sorry it took my recording time up for the week to do it, but I'm still going to put the video up on YouTube. I put a lot of work into it. It even sports a brand new intro, and it also has a lot of information in it that some people may find useful. Just because Charlie and the gang faked it doesn't mean that there isn't somebody else out there who is really having some issues and needs the help and advice. So I'm going to put it up, and if people have a problem with it, well, they can blame me. And as Critical would say, that's about it. See ya.